The lost city that rewrote history. The incredible discovery of Göbekli Tepe.
What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about human civilization was wrong?
That there's a place in Turkey where our ancestors built something so incredible, so impossible for its time, that it literally forced archaeologists to rewrite the history books. I'm talking about a site that's older than Stonehenge, older than the pyramids, older than agriculture itself. A place so advanced that when it was first discovered, scientists refused to believe what they were seeing. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of Göbekli Tepe, the archaeological discovery that changed everything we thought we knew about our ancestors. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to look at human history in a completely different way. But before we journey back 12,000 years, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we're about to uncover one of the most mind-blowing stories in human history. Chapter 1. Setting the stage. It's 1994, and a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt is walking across a barren hilltop in southeastern Turkey. The locals call this place Boat Belly Hill, Göbekli Tepe in Turkish. For decades, people assumed it was just another unremarkable mound in the landscape. But Schmidt saw something different. Scattered across the ground were worked stone fragments, not natural rocks, but pieces that had been deliberately shaped by human hands. Most archaeologists would have catalogued the finds and moved on, but Schmidt had a hunch that would change his life and rewrite human history. He decided to dig. What he found beneath that Turkish hillside was so extraordinary, so impossible, according to everything we knew about prehistoric humans, that it took the archaeological world by storm. We're talking about a discovery so significant that it's been called the world's first temple, built by people who supposedly didn't even know how to farm yet. Chapter 2. The discovery unfolds. As Schmidt and his team began excavating, they uncovered something that defied all logic. Massive stone pillars, some weighing up to 16 tons, arranged in perfect circles. These weren't rough, primitive stones thrown together by cavemen. These were precisely carved, beautifully decorated pillars that would challenge even modern construction crews. The pillars stood like silent sentinels, some reaching nearly 20 feet high. But here's where it gets really wild. Carved into these ancient stones were intricate reliefs of animals. We're talking about detailed depictions of lions, foxes, wild boars, snakes, and birds. The craftsmanship was so sophisticated that it belonged more in a museum than in a site supposedly built by hunter-gatherers. But wait, it gets even more incredible. As the excavation continued, they realized this wasn't just one circle of stones. Ground-penetrating radar revealed that there were dozens of these circular structures buried beneath the hill. They had stumbled upon a vast complex that covered 22 acres, making it larger than many modern towns. And here's the kicker that blew everyone's minds. Radiocarbon dating revealed that Göbekli Tepe was built around 900 BCE. To put that in perspective, that's about 6,000 years before Stonehenge and 7,000 years before the Great Pyramid of Giza. This site was already ancient when the pharaohs were building their monuments. If you're finding this as mind-blowing as I am, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, did you know about Göbekli Tepe before today? Chapter 3. The impossible timeline. Now, here's where things get really interesting and controversial. According to everything we thought we knew about human development, the people who built Göbekli Tepe shouldn't have been capable of this kind of construction. Think about the timeline here. In 900 BCE, humans were supposedly nomadic hunter-gatherers. They lived in small bands, followed animal herds, and gathered wild plants. The conventional wisdom was that monumental architecture only came after the development of agriculture, when settled communities could support the specialized labor needed for massive construction projects. But Göbekli Tepe throws that entire timeline out the window. The site predates agriculture by at least 1,000 years. There's no evidence of domesticated plants or animals at the site, no permanent settlements, no pottery. According to our old understanding of history, these people should have been focused on basic survival, not creating elaborate stone temples. Yet here they were, somehow organizing massive construction projects that would have required hundreds of workers, sophisticated planning, and advanced knowledge of stone carving and engineering. We're talking about people who could precisely shape 16-ton limestone pillars and transport them across difficult terrain, all without metal tools, wheels,
or domesticated animals. It's like finding a smartphone in a medieval castle. It just doesn't fit with what we thought we knew about technological development.
Chapter 4. The mystery deepens.
As if the timeline wasn't puzzling enough, the more archaeologists studied Göbekli Tepe, the more mysterious it became. First, there's the question of purpose. What was this place used for? The circular structures, known as enclosures, don't show evidence of daily habitation. There are no hearths, no storage areas, no trash pits, none of the typical signs of a settlement. Instead, everything points to this being a ceremonial or religious site.
But here's what's really strange. The animal carvings on the pillars aren't random decorations. They seem to tell a story, though we can't quite decipher what that story is. Some of the most common animals depicted, like lions and leopards, weren't even native to the area during the time Göbekli Tepe was built. So why were they carving images of animals they'd never seen? And then there are the mysterious handbags. That's right. Carved into several pillars are images that look remarkably like modern handbags or purses. These handbag symbols appear not just at Göbekli Tepe, but at ancient sites around the world, from the Assyrians to the Olmecs. What could these prehistoric people have been depicting? And why do the same symbols appear in cultures separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years? But perhaps the biggest mystery of all is what happened to Göbekli Tepe. Around 8000 BCE, after more than 1,500 years of use, the site was deliberately buried. Not abandoned, buried. Someone took the time and effort to cover the entire complex with tons of dirt and rubble, preserving it for future generations to discover. Why would anyone go to such lengths to bury what was clearly an important and sacred site?
Chapter 5. Rewriting the textbooks. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe has forced archaeologists to completely rethink human development. The site suggests that our ancestors were far more sophisticated and organized than we ever imagined. Think about what it would have taken to build Göbekli Tepe. You'd need skilled stoneworkers who could carve intricate reliefs. You'd need engineers who could design stable structures. You'd need organizers who could coordinate the work of hundreds of people. And you'd need a society sophisticated enough to support all these specialists while they weren't hunting or gathering food. This suggests that complex social organization and monumental architecture might have actually preceded agriculture, not the other way around. Maybe the need to gather regularly at sites like Göbekli Tepe for ceremonies and rituals was what led to the development of agriculture. After all, if hundreds of people were gathering at the same site repeatedly, it would make sense to start cultivating food nearby rather than relying on hunting and gathering. Some researchers have even suggested that Göbekli Tepe represents evidence of a lost civilization, a sophisticated society that existed before the last ice age ended and was somehow forgotten by history. While that's still controversial, there's no denying that the site proves our ancestors were capable of far more than we gave them credit for. The discovery has also changed how we think about the development of religion and spirituality. Göbekli Tepe suggests that organized religion might be one of humanity's oldest institutions, predating even agriculture and permanent settlements. What do you think? Does Göbekli Tepe prove that we've been underestimating our ancestors? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Chapter 6. The ongoing mystery. Even today, nearly 30 years after its discovery, Göbekli Tepe continues to reveal new secrets. Recent excavations have uncovered even more circular enclosures, each with its own unique characteristics and carvings. Advanced imaging techniques have revealed hidden symbols and reliefs that weren't visible to the naked eye. One of the most intriguing recent discoveries is what appears to be astronomical alignments built into the site's architecture. Some researchers believe the pillars and enclosures were positioned to track celestial events, like solstices and equinoxes. If true, this would mean our ancestors were not only skilled builders, but also sophisticated astronomers. There's also ongoing research into the site's relationship with other ancient locations in the region. Göbekli Tepe wasn't built in isolation. It's part of a broader cultural landscape that includes other ancient sites like Karahan Tepe and Mevali Chori. Together, these sites suggest a prehistoric civilization that was far more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined. But perhaps the most exciting aspect of Göbekli Tepe is how much we still don't know. Archaeologists estimate that only about 5% of the site has been excavated so far. Ground-penetrating radar has revealed dozens more enclosures waiting to be uncovered. Who knows what other secrets lie buried beneath that Turkish hillside?
Chapter 7. What this means for us today.
So, why should you care about a 12,000-year-old site in Turkey? Because Göbekli Tepe fundamentally changes how we understand ourselves and our place in history. For too long, we've thought of our prehistoric ancestors as primitive cave dwellers, barely scraping by in a harsh world. Göbekli Tepe proves that's simply not true.
Our ancestors were capable of incredible creativity, sophisticated planning, and monumental achievement.
They were driven by the same human desires that motivate us today: the need for meaning, community, and connection to something greater than themselves. The site also reminds us that human history is far more complex and mysterious than we often assume. Just when we think we have the past figured out, archaeology reveals something that forces us to reconsider everything we thought we knew. And there's something humbling about standing in the shadow of those ancient pillars, knowing that 12,000 years ago, people just like us were gathered there for reasons we can only guess at. It connects us to our shared human heritage in a way that's both profound and moving.
Final chapter. Göbekli Tepe isn't just an archaeological site. It's a window into the incredible capabilities of our ancestors, and a reminder that human history is full of surprises. From the moment Klaus Schmidt decided to dig into that Turkish hillside, we've been forced to reconsider everything we thought we knew about prehistoric humanity. The sophisticated stonework, the complex social organization, the mysterious symbolism, and the deliberate burial of the site all point to a prehistoric civilization that was far more advanced than we ever imagined. And with 95% of the site still unexcavated, who knows what other revelations await us. But here's what I want you to do right now. If this story has blown your mind the way it blew mine, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories from human history.
And I'm curious, what's your theory about Göbekli Tepe? Do you think it was a temple, an observatory, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I read every single one and love hearing your perspectives.
Also, if you want to dive even deeper into archaeological mysteries like this one, check out the video I'll link in the cards above about other ancient sites that have rewritten history. Trust me, once you start going down this rabbit hole, you won't be able to stop. Thanks for joining me on this journey back to our incredible past. Until next time, keep questioning what you think you know about history, because the truth is often far more amazing than we ever imagined.